What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to go over 700k and 750k meta squad builder that will guarantee you this will be one that's something special. Let's go straight into it. I'm not going to waste any time. We're going straight in. And the first player, since he's here, I'll put him on anyway, is Haaland. Now, Haaland, you know where we're going to be playing this guy now? A lot of players are not going to understand this, but have a guess where we're going to play him, okay? We're going to play him in centre mid. Shout out to, of course, Zelonius, the pro player. Fantastic suggestion of playing him in because he's got high work rates. And remember, even as a centre mid, attacking centre mid, as long as the guy can run back, his defensive stats don't have to be all that. Just because 45 defensive run doesn't mean he's going to be out of position everywhere. He's still going to be in line, but if you run back with him, he's fine. I think you put an engine on this guy. I think you've got a terrific centre mid because he's got everything. High work rates, 3-star, 3-star. 6'4", he's absolute tank. Got really good pace, good shooting, very good passing as well. Extremely good passing, even better than the Team of the Year nominees. His passing on this card. And of course, he has the physicality. A top tier centre mid, I'd say definitely put an engine on him. And we're going to dump him in that cam role. And the reason why is because we need to put the person on full chemistry here is going to be Emre Can. Now, Emre Can will play alongside these cards. Now, you can go with, you're going to see later on what I'm talking about. You can go with a Ligan cards if you want to. But me personally, I'm going Emre Can. When the game came out, it was one of the best cards that I used. If those of you remember, I used to use this card very cheap. A top tier card. Really good sprint speed. And he could do everything. The benefit is his medium high. Under 100k, you have the likes of Goretzka, but he's like 250, 300. And the problem is, he's only 100k. He's basically, what, 7th of the budget? But he's such a good card, medium high, 4-star weak foot. And you put a Hunter on him, he could shoot. You put a Shadow on him, and it becomes even much more of a beast. We're going to put a Shadow on him anyway because he's pretty much complete. He can still do long shots and has really good shot powers. Outside the box, he's fantastic for those finesse shots, etc. But we're going to put a Shadow on him just because, typically speaking, he's already got most of the stats we're going to max out as defending. And then, of course, we have Haaland, of course, as the other centre mid anyway. Trust me, don't fret on that card. Don't think, oh yeah, this guy playing attacking centre mid. Trust me. And that's not my idea, but Zelonius. So shout out to him. That was a very good idea, and I did play it when I played him on drafts. Now I'm going over to the left wing. Now we got with Insigne, the Moments nominee. To be honest, we could have gone with a lot of cards here. I was even considering getting a Neymar in, just because the price is affordable and you get it in. But we just go with Insigne. Can you believe this card? Yeah, it's only 40,000 coins. 40,000 coins and you get a 4-star, high, medium. A terrific card if you ask me. Has everything you want for a left winger. Can play as a cam, but I'll say more as a winger. Top tier agility and balance. Top tier acceleration and sprint speed. Has a finesse shot trait, outside of foot shot trait. 4.5-star weak foot. And has got really good shooting. Now, the only downside is that the finishing isn't that good. You can put a Deadeye on it or you can put a finisher. I'd probably say go with a finisher. But if you're going to play him purely in a wing, I would say use a Deadeye or a Hunter. If you're going to be playing him in the central areas or the second striker, you can definitely put a finisher on him to get the finishing and the shot power up. And then another card we're going to get is someone that's extremely cheap, is Raspadori. Now, this guy is so cheap. Chat, do you know how much he is? He is 30k. Well, just a bit over 30k. But can you imagine you're getting potentially one of the most best price performance cards you can really get. A fantastic card. Don't forget, this is the 87 version we're going with. 5-star weak foot, high, low. Now, I see him as a left wing, right wing cam or striker, but because he's got the 5-star weak foot, I think he will be very well as a striker. Now, I would put a finisher on him. It's very important, I think, you put a finisher on him. Although he does get the agility is balanced already maxed anyway. But the main thing we want to focus on is that finishing and shot power. So put a finisher on him. Because that way he's already got a 5-star weak foot, so 4-star skill moves. He'll be a very good card, but just make sure you put a finisher on him. The reason why you put a finisher on him is because we get the finishing to 99. It's exactly the exact amount, 99 and 94 shot power. So it ends up becoming a very good card. And of course, you get the agility and balance boosted up as well, and the dribbling. Long shots are not that important. If you play him as a cam, you consider a Deadeye or a Hunter, but I think as a finisher, I'll put him in. If you want to, you can also go with a Hawk, but it gives a 94 finishing. But it does almost get the 91 sprint speed. So it's up to you on that one. And then for the right wing, I was thinking of getting either Sanchez or Chiesa. They're both good cards. I would recommend the Sanchez card personally. Just in case you're wondering why, I'm going to show you here. So we're going to compare both of these cards. I'll show you right now. Now, the idea is potentially playing them off chemistry, but you can argue They are both very, very good cards. Sancho's got the high work rate and he's a bit shorter, so you feel better on the ball. But they're both equally well. Sanchez has just a bit better strength and aggression, but he does lack out on the stamina. So if you are considering a 5-2-1-2, you may want to consider Chiesa. We know how good he was last year, but I would just say go with Sanchez because the balance, if you're going to be attacking, you get the passing as well. And finishing is basically the same. The only other difference realistically is just a few other minor stats. But either one is fine. We're just going with Chiesa because he's a traditional centre winger that can play as a centre attacking midfielder. He can play as a left wing, right wing. He can even play as a striker if he wants. We're going with 87 variation. I think he's another very, very good card. I think, again, for his price, the good thing about Serie A that the prices are just so cheap. It just makes it so affordable. There's not that many other leagues where it's so cheap. You're talking about a fantastic card as a winger, top tier agility and balance, top tier pace, and really, really good finish. I'd probably go with a finisher card on this guy as well, just to get that finishing up, personal preference, or you can go with a Hawk. Now, to go for the complete cam, now I'll personally go with Raspadori in cam or striker, but the benefit is every single player can play here. And of course, we're going to go with Di Natale. Di Natale, I mean, can you believe he's only 100k now? It's honestly a bit of a steal, to be honest, how cheap Serie A, especially with the market, how cheap the cards are. Considering this guy is 100k, you're talking about high-low work rates, 4.5 stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, with the finesse shot traits. And he's 5'7", perfect on the ball. You put a hunter on him, you max out almost that sprint speed and acceleration gets maxed out. But really, really good finishing. You put a hunter on him, he ends up getting 99 finishing, 92 shot power. And he's already got a top tier agility balance. I would say as a winger or a cam, I would say ideally as a cam or a second striker. You can put Raspadori in striker. Some people say I haven't really got on with Raspadori. Let's say you want to play them between a 2 striker and play Raspadori and Di Natale in 2 together. Or you can play Di Natale in cam and Raspadori up front. Now, what this means is there's going to be some cuts. A little bit of cuts just for players. Now, it doesn't really matter too much. I'll explain to you who we get in. So the first card we get in is we get Ibanez. I think realistically, he's probably one of the best centre-backs for his price. He's only 30k or something ridiculous. We're talking about a medium-high, 6'1", good agility and balance, put a shadow on him. And it's a fantastic card, got the defending stats as well. Then we're going to put Florenzi right mid. The mistake I made in Florenzi, at one time it was 13k. And I said to myself, this card is too cheap to be 13k. I should have invested in him. Because I was like, even if I invest 13k in him, do I lose any money? No, because quick sell value is like 11. But anyway, I didn't do that. He's 20k now. This guy can play centre mid. So you can also you can also, for example, let's say you're winning and let's say Haaland is your attacking centre mid. You sub off Haaland. Sub off Haaland. Or maybe keep Haaland off. Maybe sub off like Raspadori or someone. Put Haaland on the wing. Move Florenzi to centre mid alongside Emre Can. And you sub on any right back on like Kyle Walker and you can solidify that position. That is one option over there. But of course, Florenzi speaks for himself, can do absolutely everything on the pitch. And then we have gone with, now there's a lot of cards. You can go with Skriniar. You can also go with Cordoba. But just for the budget, we have gone with Theate. Now, if you got the money, go for Cordoba. But we've gone with this guy just because he's so cheap. He's 30k. He hasn't got the best agility balance. But when you put a shadow on him, he's very, very cheap. You do have another option. You do have Skriniar. There's that Brazilian SPC guy as well. But I would just say go ahead and get one of these guys because they're tradable. Can't even spell Skriniar. There you go. He's 100k, but the benefit is that he's tradable. You can argue they're both very, very similar. He's a bit better defensively. If you want, you can go get a right back or a left back out of position. But that's one of the cards. If you've got the money, of course, it'll cost you back like maybe 150k extra. Go with Cordoba because he's one of the best cards that you can get in the game as being a pure CDM with high agility and balance. Low high as well. 5'8", but on the short side. Put a shadow on him. It's a fantastic card. Top tier agility balance as well. So if you've got the money, go with him. If you don't, go ahead and get the budget. Now, where we've kind of cut costs is this goalkeeper. You can go with Mainyan. I think that's how you say his name. But we're going to go with Wojciech Szczesny. Szczesny, I think with the gold card, you can get the informs if you want to. Otherwise, get the Mainyan wild card. And for the left back, he's not really that important, the left back, to be honest, even if you're playing a 5-2-1-2. But the good thing is Spinazzola is actually very much an affordable card. Not the wild card, just a regular Spinazzola. And I think when you put a shadow on him, he's actually a pretty good card anyway. If you really want to, you can, there's so many other left backs. And just to give you an example quickly before I show you how this looks in game. Let's say, for example, you're sitting like, no, you know, I cannot play with that guy. Let's say you're like, you know what, no, I just can't. Then what you can just go is, in fact, we'll do this live right now, actually. If I can find a Serie A division, there we go. There's so many cards. Hernandez is very, very good on a cheap as well. But realistically, all these guys are expensive. Realistically, Spinazzola is one of the best cards you can get. As you can see, the rest of them, they're basically, excuse me, they're basically garbage. Or you get like a right back and left back. You could do something like this as well. You can get like the Dumfries, or you can get even the gold Quadrado, which is very, very good. New Quadrado is a bit too expensive, or you can get the inform Quadrado if you want to one of those cards. But that is basically it in terms of how it looks in terms of chemistry purposes. When you get the left back, we're just going to dump any left back in, just for example. In fact, let's just put Hernandez in. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference anyway, because don't forget it's still a Serie A team. When you put Spinazzola though, Insigne gets 10 chemistry. So when it looks, you're looking like this. A very, very nice team. 100 chemistry, about 750. You can sell him, get Cordoba a bit at 800k, 850 maybe. Maybe push it a bit higher. You can snipe, but everyone gets chemistry. Par Haaland. All you got to do is get a Serie A manager and a Norwegian manager and a Serie A, or you can go with a Bundesliga manager and just go with the Italian leagues. Everyone gets chemistry anyway. So how does it look for chemistry? So if we're going to be playing chemistry, when we play an in-game formation, don't forget it's only for chemistry purposes. In-game we change the formation. 4-2-3-1 now. Again, you're a bit sport for choice. Effectively anyone can play anywhere, but I would say something along the lines of this. Haaland is a guy on balance getting forward. Di Natale either cam or striker always, and that's how it would be, for example, in 4-2-3-1. If we go with a 4-4-2 or anything like that, or 4-3-2-1, it's the exact same thing. You can drop Chiesa in midfield, and you can play something like this. You can play Di Natale in the center as well. Make sure you always put Emre Can on stay back while attacking. 4-4-2, I think this is where the formation works so really well with that, with him on balanced, is something like this. And you could put Raspadori and you could put Di Natale up front and strikers. Or if you want to, you can just swap these guys around. But I would say Raspadori is the 5-star weak foot. And if you go with a 4-1-2-1-2, it'll be the exact same thing, except for maybe I'll put Insigne there and I'll just put him as a deep CDM. Chiesa there and Haaland over there. Maybe I'll swap it around like that. And that's how it'll play in game. And then what you can do if you're playing a 3-5-2, a very, very similar system in my 3-5-2 or the 5-2-1-2. They're basically going to be very, very similar in terms of appearance, because 5-2-1-2, they both have two cams and a striker, so a cam and two strikers, something like this. If you're playing a 5-2-1-2, the exact same thing basically, except for all you got to do is just do a quick swap over here. So what I'll do basically, I'll put Haaland over there, and then you can put Florenzi on the wing, or if you want to, you can even move Haaland on the wing, or even in striker or something. You can do something like this, and then you can put Raspadori on the wing and put Florenzi centre mid. So you got a lot of choice to choose from, and then put Hernandez Spinazzola on left hand side. But anyway, guys, that is 700k team. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very, very good price performance team, under 800k, I think, especially Serie A. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and of course, I'll catch you next one. Peace out, guys.